Blake Lively was spotted this weekend in her happy place, which apparently is also when she grabs her co-stars without permission.
And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. You're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nuts?
Ryan Reynolds is freaking out and Blake Lively's at it again. Another scandal's blowing up, and this time she's groping co-star Henry Golding like it's no big deal.
Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous.
The perfect mom, the charming wife, total lies. From flirty betrayals to hands-on chaos, she's a walking disaster. And Ryan Reynolds? He's just as shady. These two train wrecks were made for each other. Let's dive into the mess, starting with a grab that'll make you cringe.
She just can't help herself. And to see that she's willing to do that, she'll grab them.
Wait, so am I blaming my husband for am I saying he killed her?
This is one of my favorite additions that you came up with. Biggest nuts. And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. You're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nuts?
Ever wonder what happens when a star forgets the cameras never stop? Blake Lively didn't. Back in 2018, filming the twisted comedy A Simple Favor, she played a femme fatale with no limits and took it way too far. On the director's commentary, she drops this gem. I grabbed Henry Golding's nuts really hard. Awkward, right? She's cackling like it's nothing. Henry? He's squirming, plastering on a fake smile, trapped in a PR horror show. Flip it. If a guy bragged about groping a woman, he'd be canceled by lunch. Blake? She shrugs, plugs Ryan's aviation gin mid-rant, and skates free. Shameless doesn't even cover it. That's just the opener. Things get stranger. Like her happy place. That's pure fiction.
Really hard.
But really hard?
It's not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember we kept going like, can you...
Not because I want to, because she would. I'm just gonna grab your nuts really hard, okay?
We kept going, can you do it harder?
Yeah, and that was my tip of the hat to baby Jane Hudson.
Yes.
When she's spinning on the beach at the end.
Oh, it's so great. Then you ADR'd a little extra, like, the little laughs and stuff. It's fantastic.
Is that Aviation American gin again?
Wow.
Shameless.
Oh.
Truly shameless. Truly shameless.
Oh my God.
Picture this. Blake Lively's grinning ear to ear over a tray of donuts, calling it her sanctuary, while her lawyers swear she's too shattered to function. It's March 30th, 2025, a sunny Saturday in Wilton, Connecticut, and she's at Rise Donuts, decked out in full glam, perfect makeup, stylish apron, the works. She's posing behind the counter, chatting up customers like she's auditioning for a feel-good sitcom. Her Instagram story gushes, baking with genius food friends. This is what my happy place looks like, complete with a snap of a car-sized mixer. Aw, heartwarming, right? Except here's the kicker. Just months earlier, late 2024, her legal filings from the It Ends With Us mess paint a different picture. Severe emotional distress, can't leave the house, a woman broken by trauma. So what's the truth? Is she needing dough to heal her soul, or needing a narrative to fix her image? Dig a little deeper, and it stinks of a setup. Insiders whisper this spontaneous visit caught the bakery off guard, yet somehow cameras were locked and loaded, ready to catch every sugar-dusted smile. Coincidence? Please. This isn't some random craving for a cruller. It's a calculated PR play, a chance to look wholesome while her legal team cries victim. One customer even told his kid, her husband's Deadpool, tying her to Ryan Reynolds' hero cred. Cute, but convenient. So, is Blake finding peace in pastries or staging a comeback to dodge the heat? That's for you to chew on. And, trust me, this isn't her first dance with dodgy optics. Let's rewind to a $168 fiasco that still leaves a bad taste.
I want dividends.
Yeah, I don't think he's kidding. He deserves dividends, and Henry Golding's face says it all. Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous. The irony of all this is so strange, given that, she's the one who made the weird Black History slavery muffins for $168 back in 2015. She's also the one who made the boob cake. She is a very inappropriate baker. Yes, she also made a boob cake for her 1-year-old, because what else do they want but a boob cake? He can't declare what he wants, so boobs. Haha. All of this, again, so inappropriate given what she's alleging in her complaints.
What's more tone-deaf than a celebrity cash grab? Blake Lively's slavery-inspired muffin kits? That's what. Flashback to 2015, her shiny lifestyle brand, Preserve, drops a bombshell. $168 blueberry muffin kits billed as a Black History. celebration. Yep, you read that right. These weren't just overpriced baked goods. They came wrapped in pastel fonts and syrupy nostalgia, tied to southern plantation vibes that screamed romanticized misery. Think antebellum charm meets artisanal flour, complete with a recipe card practically winking at the Old South. Blake's pitch? A cutesy tribute to heritage, served up for the price of a designer handbag. The internet lost its mind, and not in a good way. Critics torched it as insensitive, exploitative, a privileged white girl's fever dream gone wrong. Twitter lit up with, "What's next, cotton-picking cupcakes?" while blogs called it a masterclass in missing the point. Blake's response? A breezy shrug, claimed it was misunderstood creativity, leaned on her Southern belle charm, and waited for the storm to blow over. Spoiler, it didn't age well. Those kits still stink like sour milk, a relic of her clueless entitlement masquerading as empowerment. Imagine the gall, honoring Black history with a luxury snack only the 1% could afford, all while she smiled for the camera like it was no big deal. One reviewer snarked, "Nothing says legacy like muffins with a side of slavery vibes." Harsh? Maybe. Fair? Absolutely. This wasn't a one-off flub. It's Blake doing what she does best, skating on thin ice with a grin. And if that's wild, wait till you hear what she whipped up for her kid's birthday.
Food is probably the most central part of my life, Lively previously told Vogue. Food and family, but those are completely intertwined because food was so important to me growing up since my mom is an amazing cook. So she actually surprised people just at a random bakery. When she went behind the counter at a Connecticut donut shop, she was really in a happy mood. The actress made a stop at the pastry stop on March 30th. Amidst her ongoing battle. Now, it's just really weird about this. Baking with genius good friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car. This is what my happy place looks like. She plays like the Yoshi Super Mario World theme.
Is Blake Lively has nothing to do with what is happening. Her husband has come undone. Blake Lively developed some feelings for Justin Baldoni.
Well, she's fought to maintain her personal life, business interests behind closed doors. She has suffered from grief, fear, trauma, and extreme anxiety. She's also been experiencing repeated painful symptoms. Anyway, I don't want to say she's not suffering. Whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case.
A baby's first birthday screams balloons, candles, cake. Blake Lively? She went straight for boobs. December 2015, her daughter James turns 1, and Blake doesn't just bake a dessert. She whips up a full-on breast-shaped cake, flesh-toned, frosting, perky details, the whole deal. She slaps it on Instagram with a smug caption, "Back to feeding time," winking at her mommy era like it's some clever inside joke. For a kid who can't even say cake, let alone get the gag. Fans split hard. Some chuckled at her quirky vibe. Others recoiled, muttering, "Who does that for a toddler?" Picture it. A room full of sippy cups and streamers. And there's Blake, smirking over a pastry that'd make a strip club blush. It's not just odd, it's peak Blake, pushing boundaries like it's her job. Remember the nut grab? The slavery. Muffins? She doesn't tiptoe near the line. She pole vaults over it, cackling all the way. Social media buzzed. One follower quipped, "Next year, a whiskey bottle cake?" While another groaned, "This is why we can't have nice things." Guess a standard smash cake wasn't edgy enough for Hollywood's hippest mom. She needed the shock, the likes, the buzz, and she got it, proving once again she's less about wholesome and more about headlines. One partygoer reportedly whispered, "It's Blake being Blake, like that explains it." Maybe it does. But the real fireworks? They're coming. Cue her co-star and a very ticked-off husband.
He says, this whole idea is like a sexual harassment. She invited him to her penthouse and he was holding her baby. The guy that sexually you're not having him to your house and letting him hold your kid.
You're giving victims such a bad name in this, and it's so frustrating. And I know I'm not alone in this, so I'm glad you're all here, but the hypocrisy of all this stuff just keeps coming. The fact that now she's happy, everything's good, and given all the things that she's out there saying, he said I smelled good and called me sexy. I'm sorry, you look really bad. This looks really bad. Why did you do all this?
Has happened to her. She has, been in love with Penn Badgley from, Gossip Girl, then she got with Ryan Reynolds. He's basically saying, I will burn down my entire house. I will burn down your career. The fact that Ryan is now trying to get a gag order as opposed to ending the lawsuit.
On-set chemistry can spark rumors, but Blake Lively took it to a whole new level with Justin Baldoni. It's 2024, and they're filming It Ends With Us. a heavy drama about love and pain. Blake and Justin playing star-crossed lovers. Sparks fly, sure, but insiders say it wasn't just acting. Whispers leak fast. She's giggling too hard, lingering too long, caught in cozy moments between takes. Then it escalates. She invites Baldoni, a married guy, to her swanky NYC penthouse. Picture it. Blake, baby on hip, playing hostess to her leading man like it's all innocent. A friendly chat, she calls it, but the vibes? Way too flirty. Word hits Ryan Reynolds and he loses it. Sources say he went nuclear, raging he'd burn down her career over this betrayal. He's pacing, fuming, Deadpool-level mad. Proof piles up in 2025's he said, she said doc. Leaked texts show an emotional bond that's more than professional. One crew member spills, she'd laugh till she cried with him. Never saw that with Ryan. Another text has her joking, you get me like no one else. Oof, was it method? Acting gone wild? Or a full-on affair of the heart? Ryan's not buying the just friends line. He's seeing red, and not just his suit. The tabloids eat it up. One headline screams, Blake's heart caught on set, while fans speculate, is this why she's dodging questions? It's juicy, messy, and oh so unresolved. And that's where it gets messy, because Blake loves flipping the script to play the victim.
This lawsuit describes is like they were riding into the night together. She was like laughing until she was crying, like, and again, he's got this on camera, the way that he just dropped that scene on camera. So Ryan knows that he's using, this is like litigation abuse. He is trying to inflict pain. Again, this is my perspective, pain and punishment, because he has come undone, realizing that she had some sort of like an emotional affair with Justin Baldoni.
And she could do that to her male co-stars, but then when Justin clearly responds to her self-tanner, which then she tries to maliciously label as something else, he's a predator, but actually a sexual predator in private, whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case. This coupled with the premiere at South by Southwest, this coupled with Saturday Night Live 50, this coupled with you still being employed with the Penguin documentary that you're out there hawking.
And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. And you're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nuts? Like, really hard.
But really hard? Exactly.
Not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember we kept going like, can you...
Not because I want to, because she would. I'm just gonna grab your nuts really hard, okay?
Means that he has not yet come to terms with his ego. That's scary. That's narcissism, right? Like that is not a relationship you want to be in, because he's basically saying, I will burn down my entire house. We are observing is essentially a ticking time bomb, a timer on Ryan Reynolds' ego. I will burn down your career, and I will burn down my career, and I will also inflict pain upon our children. Can't win it. This is an unwinnable lawsuit. The biggest loser in all this, by the way, is the New York Times. Like, how stupid. I mean, it must have been a phone call. They have to settle this. There's no way that he lost things. Justin Baldoni has real damages.
Blake Lively's screaming misconduct. Hilarious, since she's the queen of crossing lines. December 2024, she slaps Justin Baldoni with a lawsuit, claiming he harassed her on the It Ends With Us set and trashed her rep with a sneaky PR blitz. Poor Blake, right? Except, hold up. This is the same woman who grabbed Henry Golding's junk and giggled about it, who invited Baldoni to her penthouse for cozy chats, baby in tow, then turned around and cried, victim. Her story? He fat-shamed her, lingered too long in kiss scenes, nasty stuff. But leaked texts tell a different tale. She's joking with him after rap, all, you're the best, and winky emojis. Hypocrisy much? When Blake gets handsy, it's her quirky charm. When Baldoni steps over the line, it's a federal crime. Smells fishy, and the timing's worse. Lawsuit drops right as her affair rumors hit peak buzz, like a deflection shield, powered by legal fees. She's not after justice, she's scrubbing her image clean. Then Baldoni fires back, a $400 million countersuit, calling her a straight-up liar. He's got receipts too, says Blake, and Ryan tag-teamed to torch his career, planting hit pieces and twisting the narrative. One insider snickers, she's playing wounded doe, but she's the hunter here. Another text shows her plotting, we'll spin this our way. Classic Blake, tears for the cameras, knives in the dark. It's not a cry for help, it's a power play, and viewers aren't buying it anymore. But Ryan's not just watching, he's cooking up his own revenge with a bromance twist that'll raise eyebrows. Ryan Reynolds is out for blood, and his BFF Hugh Jackman might be hiding the juiciest secrets yet. After Blake's Baldoni drama, Ryan's not just mad, he's unhinged. He's filing lawsuits left and right, pushing gag orders to choke the story, even sneaking a jab into Deadpool and Wolverine. Meet Nice Pool, man bun, do-gooder vibes, a dead ringer for Baldoni. March 2025, Justin's lawyer calls it out. That's no coincidence. It's a middle finger. Ryan's smirking, but it's not just petty, he's obsessed. Then Hugh Jackman struts in. 17 years of bromance, co-star in D&W, practically glowing when he talks about Ryan. Listen to this. Hugh's the best part of my life, Ryan gushes. All hard eyes and soulmate vibes. Compare that to Blake, cold. Quips like, she's annoying but I love her, delivered with a shrug. Night and day, Hugh gets odes about emotional vulnerability. Blake gets sarcastic tweets. What's up with that? Insiders like Candace Owens drop a bomb in 2025. Was Blake just a beard to mask Ryan's real bond? Fans start digging. Red carpet awkwardness. Ryan lighting up around Hugh while Blake trails behind. It's not subtle. One clip's got Ryan joking, "Hugh's my real wife," while Blake forces a laugh. Now Baldoni's team wants Hugh deposed. Says he witnessed Ryan's meltdown over the affair rumors. Maybe more. Could he spill that Ryan's heart's been elsewhere? It's a wild what if. A control freak husband, a too close pal, and a marriage that's looking more like a PR contract. So where does that leave Blake's glossy empire? Let's wrap this mess up. From nut grabs to lawsuits, Blake's story isn't the fairy tale she's selling. Blake Lively, once the golden girl of Hollywood, has seen her carefully curated empire crumble under the weight of her own missteps. The chaos is impossible to ignore. Groping co-stars on set, tone-deaf muffin jokes, boob-shaped cakes that sparked outrage, swirling affair rumors, and legal battles that read more like tabloid fodder than courtroom drama. What was once a sparkling image of perfection has become a punchline, her credibility torched by the very moves she thought would cement her legacy. And then there's Ryan Reynolds. Not the knight in shining armor, but a narcissist clinging to his own brand of charm, dragging Hugh Jackman into the fray as collateral damage. Together, they've become a case study in Hollywood's favorite pastime, selling illusions. But this isn't just about Blake, it's about the entire game. Hollywood thrives on the art of deception, smiles for the camera, knives in the back, the perfect couple, the flawless family, the untouchable starlet. It's all a mirage, a carefully constructed narrative designed to distract from the cracks beneath the surface. So the next time you scroll past a picture-perfect couple on your feed, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what's the real story? Because in Hollywood, the truth is rarely as pretty as the picture.